Imagine winning a football trophy so rare that most fans have never even heard of it. Not the World Cup, not the Champions League, not even the Ballon d'Or. I'm talking about a trophy that exists almost like a football myth. A prize surrounded by forgotten stories, vanished tournaments, and moments that have faded into history. And here's the crazy part. Some of these trophies were won only once. Some disappeared completely. And one of them is so rare that football fans still debate where it truly belongs. Today, we're diving deep into the rarest trophy in football history and the incredible story behind it. Football has thousands of competitions. Every country has domestic cups. Every continent has international tournaments. Every season produces new champions, but occasionally, football creates something unique. A competition appears, a special trophy is designed, a champion lifts it, and then, the tournament disappears forever. No second winner, no new champion, just history. That's what makes certain football trophies incredibly rare. They're not just difficult to win, they're practically impossible to win again. One of the strangest examples comes from the early days of international football. Back when the sport was still growing, tournaments didn't always survive. Some competitions lasted for decades. Others vanished after a single edition. Imagine spending years building a tournament, inviting teams, creating a custom trophy only for the entire competition to disappear shortly afterward. That actually happened more often than you'd think. And whenever it did, the trophy became an instant football relic, almost like discovering a lost treasure. Now let's talk about a trophy that many historians consider one of the rarest ever awarded, the Copa Rio. If you've never heard of it, don't worry, you're not alone. Back in 1951, long before the FIFA Club World Cup existed, Brazil organized a tournament featuring some of the strongest clubs in the world. At the time, many people saw it as an attempt to crown the world's best club. European giants participated. South American powerhouses joined. The competition was huge, and when Palmeiras lifted the trophy, many believed they had become world champions. But here's where things get interesting. For decades, football fans argued about the tournament's status. Was it really a world championship? Or was it simply a prestigious international competition? The debate continues even today, which somehow makes the trophy even more legendary. What makes rare trophies fascinating isn't just their appearance, it's the stories attached to them. Think about it. A Champions League trophy is iconic, but millions of fans know its history. Rare trophies are different. They feel mysterious, hidden, almost forgotten. And football fans love mysteries. That's why collectors, historians, and even clubs spend years researching old tournaments. Sometimes they're trying to preserve history. Sometimes they're trying to prove a championship deserves recognition. And sometimes they're searching for trophies that have literally vanished. Yes, vanished. There are football trophies that have disappeared, lost during wars, destroyed by accidents, misplaced during club relocations, or simply forgotten over time. Imagine winning one of the most important competitions of your era, only for the trophy itself to disappear decades later. It sounds impossible, but football's history is filled with stories like this, and every lost trophy becomes more valuable because nobody can easily replace it. Once it's gone, it's gone. Then there are trophies awarded under circumstances that may never happen again. Picture a special tournament created to celebrate a major event. Maybe a stadium opening, maybe a historic anniversary, maybe a once-in-a-lifetime gathering of elite clubs. The winner receives a custom-made trophy. The event ends, and nobody ever competes for it again. That trophy instantly becomes unique, a one-of-one piece of football history. No replicas, no future editions, just a single champion forever connected to that moment. But if we're talking about rarity, we also need to talk about survival, because some trophies aren't rare because they were awarded once. They're rare because they somehow survived everything. Political changes, economic crises, world wars, club bankruptcies, stadium demolitions, generations of owners. Yet somehow, the trophy remains, still sitting in a museum, still protected behind glass, still carrying stories from a football world that looked completely different. There's something incredible about holding a piece of history that witnessed more than a century of football evolution. Now, here's a question. What actually makes a trophy valuable? Is it the gold? The silver? The design? Not really. The value comes from the story. A simple-looking trophy connected to a legendary moment can become priceless. Imagine finding an old cup in storage. It doesn't look impressive. It isn't covered in jewels, but then you discover it was awarded during a tournament featuring some of football's earliest international stars. Suddenly, everything changes. The object becomes a time machine, a direct connection to football's past. That's why museums and collectors are obsessed with football memorabilia. A rare trophy isn't just metal, it's evidence. Proof that a historic moment happened. Proof that a team achieved something extraordinary. And proof that football's story is much bigger than modern competitions. When we watch today's matches, it's easy to focus on current stars, Messi, Ronaldo, Mbappe, Haaland. But football's history stretches back across generations. Thousands of players, thousands of matches, thousands of stories, some remembered, some forgotten. And rare trophies help keep those forgotten stories alive. So which trophy deserves the title of football's rarest? There isn't one perfect answer. Some historians point towards single-edition tournaments. Others focus on trophies that no longer exist. And many fans argue for competitions that were effectively world championships before official versions appeared. That's what makes this debate so interesting. Unlike goals or statistics, there isn't a clear winner. It's football history. And history is messy, complicated, full of mysteries. Maybe that's why rare trophies fascinate us so much. Because they're reminders that football isn't just about what happens today. It's about everything that happened before. The forgotten finals, the vanished tournaments, the champions whose names rarely appear in modern conversations. Somewhere, in a museum, archive, or private collection, a trophy is sitting quietly, covered in dust, holding a story that changed football forever. And most fans don't even know it exists. Maybe that's why rare trophies fascinate us so much. Because they're reminders that football isn't just about what happens today. It's about everything that happened before. The forgotten finals, the vanished tournaments, the champions whose names rarely appear in modern conversations. Somewhere, in a museum, archive, or private collection, a trophy is sitting quietly, covered in dust, holding a story that changed football forever. And most fans don't even know it exists. So if someone asks you what the rarest trophy in football history is, the answer might not be a single trophy at all. It might be the collection of forgotten prizes that survived the passage of time. The trophies that tell stories nobody remembers. The trophies connected to competitions that can never happen again. And honestly, those might be the most valuable trophies of all. If you enjoyed this journey into football history, don't forget to subscribe, because football is full of incredible stories hiding just beneath the surface. And trust me, we've only scratched the surface.